Hello everyone, this is Shivani Garg, Assistant Professor from Government Engineering College, Bikaner. In previous lecture, we have seen a brief introduction of frequency response analysis. In this lecture, we will be studying the graphical representation of frequency response using Bode plot. So our Bode plots are also called as logarithmic plots. And why do we call them logarithmic plots? Because at x-axis we have frequency log of omega, that is log base 10 of omega. Okay, and at y-axis we have the open loop magnitude into phase angle, that is angle of open loop transfer function. So Bode plots are, in Bode plot we have two graphs at two plots on same graph. One is the magnitude plot and another is the phase plot. This is phi and this is GH. The GH in dBs, decibel. Okay, so this is the way to draw the graph on Bode plot. So these Bode plot, the advantage of Bode plot is that the multiplication of magnitude can be converted to addition. So if we have a open loop transfer function Gj omega Hj omega of the form S plus Z1 S plus Z2 upon S plus P1 S plus P2, as we are taking the magnitude in decibel, so this log means log base 10. So in all those coming slides, coming lectures, we will be, if we have written log A, that it simply means log base 10. Okay, so I am not writing it separately, base 10. This automatically means log base 10. So as we are taking the magnitude in decibels, so suppose this is the magnitude of this is Z1. So simply we can write in this form. Okay, so this is the advantage of using Bode plot. We can simply, this multiplication is converted into addition. Another advantage of Bode plot is that we can thoroughly analyze the low frequency characteristic of any system. As we know, our frequency is varying in practical system. Our frequency is varying from as low as 0.1 Hertz to as high as in megahertz. So it is, when we take the frequency in log omega, we can actually increasing the range of omega in the same plot. Okay, and most of the system has important characteristic, as the dependence on important characteristics of low frequency value. So it is beneficial in those system, as we can thoroughly analyze the system at very low frequency as well as at very high frequencies. Another advantage is that these Bode plots are if we have an open loop transfer function Gj omega Hj omega, we can draw the Bode plot using the open loop transfer function. Similarly, if we have Bode plot given, we can easily compute the open loop transfer function using the Bode plot. And these Bode plots are very easy to plot as compared to other frequency response graphical representation like Nyquist plot or polar plots. So in Bode our transfer function may be of the first step in Bode plot is our transfer function may be of the form k s plus z1 s plus p1 s plus p2 s square plus 2 zeta omega n s plus omega n square. So our transfer function may be in this form. So first step is to convert it into time constant form. So our open loop transfer function will become k dash 1 plus st1 upon s1 plus st2 1 plus st3 s square upon omega n square plus 2 zeta s upon omega n plus 1. So first step is we need to convert this if the open loop transfer function is given in this general form, we have to convert it into time constant form. So this, then we can simply identify the terms dj omega, hj omega. We can convert it into frequency response by simply replacing s into j omega. So we have this j omega 1 plus j omega t2 1 plus j omega t3 minus omega square upon omega n square plus 1 plus 2 zeta j omega upon omega n. So we will have the transfer function in this form. As we can see from this transfer function, we have different factors present in this transfer function. We may have again k or k dash. We may have a pole at origin or nth order, or we may have a zero of at origin of nth order. We may have first order terms or in zeros or poles, and we may have second order terms. In pole or at in zero. Okay. Okay, so these are the four factors that may be present in our system open loop transfer function. So we need to first identify the body plot for individual term, and then we can simply add all those plots in the single plot. So let us consider first we have a open loop transfer function is equal to k. So we can write it as dj omega hj omega is equal to k, and magnitude of gh is equal to, in dB is 20 log k, and angle is equal to 0 degrees, as this is a constant form. So for constant gain k, we are getting a constant line. We are getting a constant line of value 20 log k, and a constant angle for all frequencies, that is 0 degrees for all frequencies. So this is the way we can draw the magnitude and phase angle for a constant k. Similarly, if we have a pole at origin, this is equal to 1 upon j omega. So our magnitude gh is equal to 1 upon omega, or in decimal form we have it as 20 log omega, 20 log 1 by omega, or is equal to minus 20 log omega, and phi angle would be a constant minus 90 degrees. Phi would be equal to a constant minus 90 degrees. So we have, in magnitude, we have a slope of minus 20 dB per decade, and our phase angle is constant at minus 90 degree for all values of frequency. So we can draw our graph on magnitude plot. We have a slope of minus 20 dB per decade. This is minus 20 dB per decade, and this angle is constant at fixed at minus 90 degrees. This is for GSHS 1 by S. Okay, so if we have two poles at origin, we can simply GH is equal to 1 by S square, or magnitude of GH is equal to 1 by omega square. In dBs we can write 20 log 1 by omega square, or minus 20 log omega square, or minus 40 log omega. Okay, and our angle would become minus 180 degrees. Okay, so if we have two poles at origin, we can simply multiply our previous value, that is 20 dB per decade, by n. Okay, similarly for angle. So for two poles at origin, we will have a drop of minus 20 dB per decade. If we have two poles at origin, we have a slope of minus 40 dB per decade, and if and angle is minus 180 degree, constant at minus 180 degree. Okay, so this is for 1 by S square. Similarly, if we have three poles at origin, our slope would become minus 60 dB per decade, and our angle would be constant for all values of omega at minus 270 degrees. Similarly, if we have a zero at origin, single zero at origin, then we can simply convert this GH, we have S, or magnitude of GH is equal to, in frequency form we can write it as J omega, or magnitude is omega and phi is 90 degrees, or if we write it in decibel form, it becomes 20 log omega. So our magnitude has a positive slope of 20 dB per decade. Okay, so this is our plus 20 dB per decade, and our angle is constant for plus 90 degrees for all values of frequency. So this is for S. Okay, now if we have two zeros at origin, this will become square. So this becomes 40 log omega. That means we have a positive slope of 40 log omega, and our angle would become plus 180 degree. Okay, so for two zeros at origin, we may have a slope of plus 40 dB per decade and angle of plus 180 degree for S square. Excuse me, sorry. So if we have zero at origin, two zeros at origin, we have a slope of plus 40 dB per decade and a constant angle of plus 180 degrees. Similarly, if we have three zeros at origin, we have a slope of plus 60 dB per decade and an angle of plus 270 degree constant. So next term is if we have a first order pole, 1 plus ST, GSHS is equal to this, or GJ omega HJ omega is equal to 1 upon under root 1 plus omega square T square, or if we write it in decibel form, it becomes 20 log 1 by under root 1 plus omega square T square, or minus 20 log under root 1 plus omega square T square, and phi angle will be minus tan inverse of omega T. Okay, so we will have two conditions: when our frequency is very less, and second, when our frequency is very high. Okay, so when the frequency is very less, what will happen? We can neglect the term. Okay, So if our frequency is very less, this term can be neglected and our magnitude becomes GH is equivalent to minus 20 log 1 or 0 dB. And for very high frequency, this 1 can be neglected. So our magnitude is equivalent to minus 20 log under root omega square t square or minus 20 log omega minus 20 log t. Okay, so if we draw the magnitude plot on body plot, what we will have a 0 dB slope till a frequency that is called as cutoff frequency with value 1 by t, and then we have a slope of minus 20 dB per decade. So till the frequency when omega c is equal to 1 by t, our slope is 0 dBs, and after that our slope starts decreasing and at 20 dB per decade. Okay, for magnitude plot. And for phase angle plot, if we put omega is equal to 0, this phi is equal to 0, and if we put omega is equal to infinity, this phi is equal to minus 90 degrees. So our angle is, when we are increasing our frequency with from 0 to infinity, our angle phi is increasing from 0 to minus 90 degrees. So when we draw the body plot on this logarithmic graph, what we get a 0 dB slope. This is 0 dB slope till omega c, which is equal to 1 by t, and after that our this slope becomes minus 20 dB per decade, and our angle is varying from 0 to 90 degree. To calculate this angle, you can calculate the angle at when omega is 0.1 by t, and then when omega is 1 by t, and then when omega is 10 by t, what is the angle, and then you can draw this angle points on the graph while drawing the body plot. Okay, so if we have this if we have first order 0, what will happen? So in the same way we calculate the magnitude. We have gj omega hj omega is equal to 1 plus j omega t. Same way we calculate the magnitude in dB. So we get the 20 log under root 1 plus omega square t square. Again we calculate the value of this magnitude at very low frequencies and very high frequencies. Similarly, again we get at low frequencies till omega c, we get the slope of 0 dBs, and when the omega c is greater than 1 by t, our slope is equivalent to 20 log omega t. So till the cutoff frequency omega c, that is equal to 1 by t, we have a 0 dB slope, and then we have a slope of plus 20 dB per decade. And similarly, angle is now varying from plus 0 degree to plus 90 degrees. Okay, again we can calculate for different values of omega while drawing the body plot, and we can calculate different angles at different omegas, and we can plot this into this graph. So as we have seen, first order poles and zeros. Next is the second order pole. So we have a pole of the form GSHS is equal to 1 upon minus omega square upon omega n square plus 2 zeta omega j omega 2 zeta j omega upon omega n plus 1. Okay, so this is in j omega form. Okay, so the magnitude of GH would be equal to 1 upon under root 1 minus omega square upon omega n square whole square plus 2 zeta omega upon omega n square. And phase angle phi would be equal to minus tan inverse 2 zeta omega upon omega n upon under root 1 minus omega square upon omega n square, or you can write minus tan inverse 2 zeta omega upon under root omega n square minus omega square. So again we will take it for very low frequencies when omega is much less than omega n, and very high frequencies when omega is much greater than omega n. So when omega is very less than omega n, these terms can be neglected. Okay, so our magnitude becomes 20 log 1. Again this becomes 0 for very low frequencies, and for very high frequencies these terms can be neglected as compared to this omega square n square whole square, means omega square and omega upon omega n to the power 4. This would be much greater than 1, and 2 zeta omega by omega n square. So these two terms can be neglected. So our magnitude becomes 20 log 1 upon omega square upon omega n square. Okay, so it becomes minus 40 log omega upon omega n upon omega. So here we have a slope of minus 40 dB per decade. So here we in this we have considered a pole at origin, pole second order 0, and in this case we have considered a pole at second order pole. So for second order 0 we have a plus 40 dB per decade. This is 40, and per 10 values of omega when we are pairing, so we are getting a slope of plus 40 dB per decade for second order 0, and for second order pole we have a pole of minus 40 dB per decade. Similarly our angle is varying from 0 to plus 180 degree, and for pole it will be varying from 0 to minus 180 degree. Okay, so what we can see from all those what we have observed from all those things, for constant we have a if we have a constant gain k present in the open loop transfer function, we have a constant line. If we have single order pole, whether it be a pole at origin or first order pole, we have a slope of minus 20 dB per decade. Okay, in case of first order pole it is 0 dB till omega c, and after that it is minus 20 dB per decade. And if the order is increasing, that means second order we have a slope of minus 40 dB per decade for second order pole, and similarly for first order zeros we have a slope of plus 20 dB per decade, and for second order 0 we have a slope of plus 40 dB per decade. Okay, so this is shown for second order pole. So general procedure while drawing the body plot, what would be the general procedure? First, rewrite the equation in the sinusoidal transfer function in time constant form. Okay, so if it is given in s plus z1 upon s plus p2, you have to convert it into k1 plus st1 upon 1 plus st2. Okay, first step is to convert your general open loop transfer function in time constant form. Then identify the corner frequencies or cutoff frequencies, okay, for with each vector. So then what would you do for first order system? You calculate omega c, and for second order system you calculate omega n. What are the values of these frequencies? So once you get this, you draw the asymptotic magnitude plot, you determine the error, then smooth curve. Let's take one example to draw the body plot. So we have here we have open loop transfer function gs. gs is equal to 50 upon s plus 1 into s plus 2. So this is not in time constant form. So first we convert it into time constant form. So for converting, what we can do, we can take this is 1 plus s and this is 1 plus s by 2. Okay, or we can write it as 25 upon 1 plus s 1 plus 0.5 s. Okay, so we can write it in frequency form. It is 25 upon 1 plus j omega and 1 plus 0.5 j omega. So our first step is to convert this form of open loop transfer function into time constant form. Okay, so once we have converted it into time constant form, we identify what are the factors it is having. We have again k is equal to 25. Second, we have a pole, first order pole, okay, with time constant t is equal to 1 or omega is equal to 1 by t, that is equal to 1. Okay, and second term we have 1 plus 0.5 j omega, that means we have t is equal to 0.5 or omega c. Omega c is equal to 1 by 0.5, that is equal to 2. So this is your omega c1, this is your omega c2. So here we have 3 values. So first what we will do, so if we remember the process, for this we have a magnitude curve of constant 20 log k, okay, and for this omega c1 we have a magnitude plot. The magnitude this slope is 0 dB till 1 by t, that is 1, and after that the slope is minus 20 dB per decade for first vector, for second vector, and for third vector what we have, the slope is 0 dB till the point frequency reaches 2, and then we have a slope of minus 20 dB per decade. So while combining all those graphs, how we can draw? We can simply add these graphs into one plot. So while we are drawing a magnitude plot, this is log omega, this frequency is 0.1, this is 1, say this is 2, this is 10, this is 100. Okay, so this is our omega c1, this is our omega c2. So till omega c1 our slope would be, the line we will have this 0 dB for those two. If we add all those points till 1 point, what we are getting here, 1, this is 2. Okay, so this is 2. This is 0.2. So if we add all these points till 1 point, what we are getting, this has the value of 20 log 25 till omega c1, and then at omega c till omega c2 we have a slope of minus 20 dB per decade. Okay, at this point this does not have slope, this has zero slope, this has zero slope, this has minus 20 dB per decade, so total slope is minus 20 dB per decade. And at 2 we have again one more slope, this is also there, minus 20 dB per decade. Okay, and this is also minus 20 dB per decade. So at this point our slope would become minus 40 dB per decade. Okay, understood? So what we have done, we have first drawn all those factors, we have first taken what factors our transfer function is having. So once we have drawn the transfer function for constant, then for uh, one pole of first order and then for second pole of first order, then we simply add all those slopes till one point we do not have any slope and we have a constant value of 20 log k. So till 1, from starting 0.1 to 1 we have 20 log 25. Okay, and then after that this point we have, in this we have slope of 0 dB, in this we have a slope of minus 20 dB per decade, in this we have a slope of 0 dB. So we have a total slope of minus 20 dB per decade till omega 2. At omega 2 we are having this minus 20 dB per decade slope, and this here we have a 0 dB slope. This value is still increasing till infinite. Okay, so again these two slopes will be added and the slope would become minus 40 dB per decade. So this is how we draw the body plot for magnitude, and next we can draw it for phase plot as well. So as there are two poles, we have seen already in previous slides, for one first order pole our angle is varying from 0 to minus 90 degrees. Okay, so in this case, as we have what we have in this case, we have two poles. Okay, here we have two poles, so one will contribute, one pole this will contribute for 0 degrees. Okay, this constant will contribute for 0 degree, this component will contribute for angle 0 to minus 90 degree, and this component will contribute from 0 to minus 90 degree. So the total angle for this particular open loop transfer function would be varying from 0 to minus 180 degree. And how do we get that? We have different values of omega. So for omega is equal to 0.1, we can calculate the phase angle and we can draw that point on this phase plot. So this is phi, this is gj omega. Okay, so if this is 0, for 0.1 we may get some negative value. Suppose we are getting it here at 0.1, phase angle we are getting here, and then we can calculate the phase angle at 0, omega is equal to phi is equal to, let's say the value comes out to be phi 1, and then the phi is equal to phi 2. So somewhere, let's see, this point is coming somewhere here, this is phi 2, and similarly it will we can calculate for omega 2, and for very high frequencies, that is 10. So we will at 10 we will get somewhere in here. So once we can draw this, we can all add all those points. I mean, we will get the phase plot, and this angle would be within the range of 0 to minus 180 degree, as we have two single order poles. Okay, so this is how we can draw the body plot. In next lecture we will see some more examples on body plot. We will see how we can calculate the transfer function from body plot and vice versa. So that's it for today's lecture. Thank you.